Happy Wednesday, everybody. Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week and so grateful about it. Welcome to our Winning Wednesday. And who am I? I am Dr. Andrea Blue. For those of you that don't know me, the CXO and Executive Director of B&J Enterprises, where Blue Pathways and Paramount Recruitment Agency is housed. So, what do? We help C suite leaders, executive leaders, CXOs, all of the individual leaders, our teachers, board members, and individuals that are just in leadership roles that need to have someone support them. That's what we do. And when I say we, I want you to know that I do not do this work by myself. And so I want to welcome back individuals that have already listened to the our Winning Wednesdays on Wednesday, just wanting to come here today and share some amazing information with you so that you know that you are supported in this space. So, what are we talking about today? I just want to ask a question. What are your wins from last week and how are you celebrating them? So some of you are in your office spaces, and when I'm talking about office spaces, I mean you can be an entrepreneur working from home, you can be someone that is just trying to figure out what your next steps are. So it's so important for us to look back and use our journals or that tool to help you to keep track of all of your wins for the week. So we recap our wins for the week on Fridays because on Saturdays because we know that it's so important for us to have a grateful mindset and for us to really focus on what did we do this past week and what can we celebrate so that it'll help us to get to the upcoming week. Okay. So, our wins are that we are so grateful for the opportunity to work with C suite leaders. And I will tell you how we have had the opportunity to work with this amazing organization. And they are an organization that works with our Black and Brown women and girls, and that is our sweet spot because we don't exclude any executive leaders, but we know that our Black and Brown women need that extra support sometimes. So, this organization that we have been working with, we have had an opportunity to serve them for the past 6 months. And I've been going in and doing some training with them and helping them to get to their next steps. So, we are so excited about the work that is being done. And so we connect that information and that work to the strategic plan, to their mission and their vision statement, and how are they doing and what can they do to get to their next steps to help them to realize their greatness and how they serve the communities that they are in. And so I travel around the world to do this work with our 12 plus city tour. And with this tour, we are helping you C-suite leaders know that the work that you are doing is valuable. And you have so many people that are pulling on you and depending on you, but we want you to know that you are supported and we are here for you. So I want to say shout out to that organization. You know who you are. We appreciate you and we are so glad to be in your wheelhouse and that we were able to connect. And we look forward to continuing this working relationship. We are so excited about the upcoming year and how we'll be able to do this work together. So, I want to share some tips with you about we've heard this word burnout, right? We've heard so many times what it is and how to avoid it and all those things. But sometimes we don't know um, the signs and we don't even know how to recognize what burnout is. And so I want to share with you some of the signs that you may recognize to help you recognize what burnout is, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to actually um get over burnout because I will tell my story about burnout too in just a moment. So, There are things that when it comes to burnout, I want you to recognize that those times that you are withdrawing from your responsibilities, when you just don't want to do anything, no, and you know that it needs to be done, but at the same time you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this, and I'm just not going to do it. You're just withdrawing and just isolating yourself from others, and that's number two, where you just find yourself like when you used to be the life of the party, you just want to be by yourself, you don't want to be bothered. Procrastinating, taking longer to get things done, and you're just sitting there and you know that there are so many things on your plate, but you don't want to do it. There's something that is stopping you, or you find something else to do, or you get on Facebook, or and you look at all the different things. So and then the next one is when you're using food, drugs, or alcohol to cope. When you start to use those things, then you know that something is um, awry, something is not right. And so I want to encourage you to pay attention to those things because it's so important. And then the number five is when you're taking out your frustrations on others, and then you know that when you're just like that, normally that kind-hearted individual, but now you're just that person that, you know what, I don't even want anybody to say anything to me, and if you do, you're just real snappy. So if you're that individual at work or at home that's real snappy, then sometimes you need to recognize, am I burned out? Am I just overwhelmed? Am I tired? I just need a break, right? And then number six, are you skipping work or coming in late work and leaving early? So when you're using up all your PTO and you're just sitting at home and you don't want to do anything, then you may recognize that there may be some burnout. And then what I would encourage you to do is we're going to definitely talk about that. And I'm going to have some seek some tips for you to help you with that information. Okay, so again, these are signs of burnout. Withdrawing from your responsibilities, isolating yourself from others, procrastinating, taking longer to get things done, using food, drugs, or alcohol to cope with your situations, taking out your frustration on others, and skipping work or coming in late and leaving early. So, those are things that I want you to recognize that if you say to yourself, hey, Dr. Blue, that sounds like me. Yes, I have been doing these things and I didn't even recognize that that's what I was doing. You may be dealing with burnout, dear heart. And so I want to say to you that it's okay and I understand. So I want to share with you my story of how I was dealing with burnout as well, because I have been in the space of working for other people, and I've been in the space of working, in my own for my own business. And at these times I just feel like, I was going through trying to trans um what do you call it when you are trying to transition from one space in my life to another space, and I was moving up into a part of my life and I didn't realize that I was being stretched into another section of my life, and I was just like, I don't understand all this stuff, I don't know what is happening to me, and I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just don't want to do anything. I'm procrastinating. And I found myself, where I was just like drinking a bottle of wine. I was just like, this is just, I don't even want to deal with anything. And when you drink wine, first thing you want to do is you want to go to sleep, right? And so I was taking out my frustrations on other people. And then I was using up all of my PTO. I used up all my PTO. And when I used up all my PTO, I found myself going into my sick time. So I was just like, I don't even want to be here. There was, yes, there was stuff going on at work, but it wasn't to the point where I couldn't show up. And so I had to realize that I was just burnt out. I was tired. I was overwhelmed. And I felt like I wasn't getting to the space where I wanted to be in the time frame of when we put these unrealistic time restraints on ourselves, right? So I was just overwhelmed, and I had to just take a moment and take evaluation of myself, self-evaluation, and self-reflection and say to myself, like, there is something going on with me and I don't like it. And this is not the normal me because I'm a jovial, happy, inclusive type of person. And I like to be around people. But I, start realizing something was wrong. So, what I had to do, these are the steps that I would encourage you to do. I had to evaluate my options and I had to discuss my concerns with people that were around me, such as my supervisor, and then I had to discuss them with people that were close to me that was like, something's wrong with you. We've invited you to go out with us or have coffee with us, and you don't even want to come anymore. What's going on? And so the next thing I had to do was I had to seek some support. I had to really use my time to talk to a counselor. I had to reach out to, because talking to my coworkers and talking to my loved ones and those that really supported me, they didn't understand my story because they have never been in this space before. And sometimes it's difficult to put it in words. You don't have words. You just want to just kind of sit down and be quiet and don't talk to anybody, right? And so I had to realize that the most important thing was for me to relax and find some relaxing activities. I had to do some things that were good for me and fun that I like to do. And so what I started to do was I started to exercise and I started to walk. And the more that I was walking, the better I was feeling. I don't know, there's just something about walking, especially early in the morning. There's just something about it. And now that I have gotten really busy and I haven't been doing my walking as normal as I was, I see the difference in myself and I just see that, that extra energy that you have in the morning. You just feel like, you need to release it. And so me going in the morning for my walks, that was very helpful. So I'm getting back to my walks. And so I had to get me some sleep. I had to realize that my sleep pattern was broken. And I was just a little tired and I was just overwhelmed really, and I just felt like my support wasn't able to help me, my support systems and things like that. So I had to really sit down and use my journal and write out my feelings and my thoughts and my emotions because I had to realize my mindfulness is so important to be in the state of being right now. Like, what are you feeling? How are you doing right now? And so that's what I had to realize. And most importantly, I had to really seek counseling. That counseling piece for that support is so important. It is valuable and it is vital to your emotional, your heart, mind, body, and soul, and to the growth of you as an individual anyway. So I would encourage you that if you are dealing with withdrawal, isolation, procrastination, if you're using that food, drugs, or alcohol, taking out your frustration on others, or skipping work, using that PTO when you're not traveling with us on our 12 plus tour, then it's important for you to really think about, evaluating your options. And if you're feeling stuck, it's so important to realize that you don't have to be there. You're a valuable individual and you're there as an asset. And when you no longer become an asset and it becomes like, this is something that I have to do, but I don't want to do it, then it's time for you to try to seek out your other options. And you always have options. As long as you're alive and there's breath in your body, you have options. Seek support. Make sure that you are talking to someone, whether it's a counselor, a coach like myself, a coworker, a friend, but you don't want to overwhelm them with stuff either. So it's best to probably go and use those resources for counseling services. Try a relaxing activity. So, my relaxing activity is I love to go and sit by the water and just watch the water roll. That was very exciting for me. And also, I love, love, love to just go and watch like maybe a kickball or a soccer game. I love to do those things too, those relaxing activities. And then also that exercise, that walking piece. I would encourage you to get up and walk in the morning. And if you want to walk with me, please feel free to do that. I will definitely, share my journey as I'm walking too. And make sure that you're getting some sleep. It's so important to get you some rest because your brain needs to just shut down for a while and be able to reset so that it can start again anew. Okay. And then be mindful, be present where you are. It's so important to be where you are. If you're in a meeting, if you're talking to one of your team members or one of your staff members, be mindful. Don't be all over the place while you're thinking about other things. You need to be in that space where you are. So it's so important because you don't want your mind to be wandering and you all over the place. Okay. So I want to say to you that is these tips are have been valuable to me, and I want to share with you how they will impact you, that if you take them and use them to heart, that I tell you that they will work. And I will say to you that they have worked for me, and I wouldn't tell you anything that hasn't worked for me, because I believe that I'm a tester of stuff. Even when I'm cooking, I want to test it first before I give it to the people that I'm serving, because I feel like I want to be that person that is going to be able to be the first partaker of the fruit before I give it to someone else. Okay. So I want to say to you, welcome to Winning Wednesday. And if this is your first time listening to us, this is our opportunity for us to share all our wins on Wednesday. And I've shared with you how we have, gone through this space, and how we have, we're enjoying this opportunity to serve C-suite leaders, and how we are helping them to level up. So make sure that you join us for our next Winning Wednesday. And if you are listening to the live or the replay, please feel free to like, share, comment this post, and share it with someone that you know that may be dealing with burnout, or that they need to celebrate themselves or celebrate their wins, and talk to them and remind them about how the importance of journaling. And visit our website at bluepathwaysmentorshipservices.com. We have an amazing journal that will help you to write out your thoughts. And so we don't necessarily have you buy them online. We have you reach out to us, and we want to know how you're going to use this journal and how we can support you through using this product, because this is a part of our journey as well, so that we can help you to get to your next steps. So again, my name is Dr. Andrea Blue. I'm the CXO and Executive Director of B&J Enterprise. Remember, B&J Enterprises LLC. Remember that mentorship matters, and we are here to support you in all aspects of your life. So, heart, mind, body, and soul, it does matter. Again, have a great day, everybody, and be blessed.